last week was a very big week, objectively a huge week. We had quite a few announcements. It's first live action film, which is Snow White and the Evil Queen. And that's me. I'm Snow White, which is so funny to say.
All right, Snow White stans, grab your popcorn because this drama is getting messy. We're talking about Disney's live-action remake of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, a classic that's been in our hearts since 1937. It had all the ingredients for a fairy tale revival, a beloved story, a new take, and a shiny new cast. But things didn't go quite as planned, and fans are not happy. From the casting to the creative choices, there's been more drama here than in the entire Disney princess lineup. We'll break it all down for you. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's start with the casting bombshell, Rachel Zegler as Snow White. Yep, Disney decided to go for a Latina Snow White, which, for some, was a refreshing move. But for others, it felt like a slap in the face to the story's German roots. A wave of backlash hit the internet, with purists insisting that Snow White should have remained closer to the European fairy tale origins.
Disney wants to make more woke films that tank at the box office. They are more than welcome to do that, but maybe think of an original idea. Maybe not destroy a classic from my childhood and put an actress in there that not only hates the plot and the storyline of the movie she's in, but also seemingly hates Snow White, the character.
Diversity in casting is often celebrated, but this time it sparked a major debate about whether Disney had strayed too far from what made the original special. And if that wasn't enough, Rachel Zegler herself decided to stir the pot even more by calling out the 1937 classic. In interviews, she didn't hold back, labeling the movie as outdated, even calling the relationship between Snow White and Prince Charming stalkerish. Yikes.
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird. So we didn't do that this time.
According to Rachel, the new Snow White won't be dreaming about true love or waiting for a prince to save her. Nope, this version is all about her becoming a leader. You know, fearless, fair, and brave, just like her father always told her she could be.
Reality is that the cartoon was made 85 years ago, and therefore it's extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women being in roles of power and what a woman is fit for in the world. And so when we came to reimagining the actual role of Snow White, it became about the fairest of them all, meaning who is the most just and who can become a fantastic leader.
Now, while some fans were like, okay, girl power, we see you, others were clutching their pearls, saying Rachel's take was totally missing the point of the original fairy tale. One fan even said, this is no longer Snow White, it's just some random movie using her name. Oof, that's some serious shade. But things didn't stop there. Oh no, the controversy kept rolling. Just when you thought it couldn't get worse, Disney dropped the news that there wouldn't even be 7 dwarfs. Instead, we're getting a group of magical creatures. Seriously, Disney? The dwarfs are practically the co-stars of the original story.
Now there's the controversy in Snow White. The dwarfs have been eliminated in the live action.
Yeah.
Now it's Snow White and the 7 magical beings.
Wait, it's 7 and the magical beings.
Yeah,
They won't even
7
say
magical
and the 7
beings.
dwarves.
No, because they're not dwarves. For right now, that's the only jobs that are there.
They're remaking the movie. They just got rid of the dwarfs. But they have one token dwarf amongst these magical creatures. You actually just went backwards. You actually just erased the dwarfism side of it. The disability, like we're a disability group. You just erase that whole image.
Fans were outraged. Like, can you imagine Snow White without Dopey, Grumpy, and the gang? Social media exploded with complaints, with many saying Disney was just trying to be too woke for its own good. The backlash was so intense that Disney had to backtrack and bring the dwarfs back into the film, but even then, the damage was done. And the kicker? When fans saw the CGI versions of the dwarfs, they were not impressed. Some even said it looked like something out of Shrek, with its awkward, uncanny valley vibe. People are wondering, why didn't Disney hire real actors with dwarfism, especially when there are so many talented ones out there? Then David Hand, the son of one of the original Snow White directors, weighed in, calling the new film an insult to his father's legacy. He didn't hold back, accusing Disney of losing touch with what made the original movie magical and timeless. In his words, they've lost sight of what made Snow White special. Harsh, but a lot of fans seem to agree with him. But if you thought that was the end of the story, think again. Cue the Daily Wire, the conservative media company, who swooped in and decided to make their own version of Snow White. They're promising a remake that stays true to the original fairy tale, minus the modern politics. Fans of the classic are loving it. The Daily Wire's version will star Brett Cooper as Snow White, and let's just say her take is winning hearts. The first teaser dropped and fans are eating it up. One fan said, if it's a showdown between Brett Cooper and Rachel Zegler, Brett wins hands down. Talk about shade. Brett has been nothing but gracious, expressing how grateful she is for the role, and fans have noticed. Unlike Rachel, who's been making headlines for calling the original story weird, Brett's keeping things classy and respectful, and people love it.
I think that we literally listened to just that, 30-second bit of music like 50 times, and both of us had chills. It was like, oh my God, it's literally a princess. This is literally a fairy tale. This is so crazy. We just could not get enough of it, and I truly could not believe that this was actually happening.
And get this, people are now speculating that the Daily Wire's Snow White might actually outperform Disney's version at the box office. If that happens, it'll be a major Hollywood twist nobody saw coming. The drama doesn't stop there, though. Disney's live-action remake has also been heavily criticized for its visuals, with fans calling it way too CGI-heavy. The green screen effects are over the top, and it's not giving that enchanting, magical vibe the original had. Honestly, it's more like a tech demo than a live-action movie. One fan even joked, at least Peter Dinklage got what he wanted. No 7 dwarfs, but the fans sure didn't. Meanwhile, Brett Cooper's Snow White is thriving in comparison. No drama, no controversies, just a film that fans are genuinely excited about. And let's not forget the rumors swirling around Rachel. Sources claim that she's furious about Brett's version of Snow White. According to one insider, Rachel even allegedly said, "Mine was better," when she heard about Brett's film. Whether or not that's true, it's clear Rachel isn't taking the competition well, and it's starting to show. Rachel has been catching heat from all directions, not just for her comments about Snow White, but also for some political drama she stirred up. Right after Disney dropped the trailer for the movie, Rachel tweeted, "And always remember, free Palestine." That tweet didn't sit well with a lot of fans, especially considering her co-star, Gal Gadot, has been very vocal about her support for Israel. Yep, there's tension there too. Rumor has it the two aren't exactly besties on set, and fans are already dreading how awkward the promotional tour for this movie is going to be if they can barely stand each other. Fans upset with Gal Gadot's political views have even called for a boycott of Disney's Snow White. So, between the casting controversies, the political drama, and the CGI complaints, Disney's live-action Snow White is looking more and more like a flop waiting to happen. Meanwhile, Brett Cooper's version is shining brighter than ever, with fans raving about how it respects the original while still being engaging for today's audience. The big question now is, which Snow White will come out on top? Will Disney's modern, feminist reimagining find a new audience, or will the Daily Wire's faithful retelling steal the show? Fans are on the edge of their seats, waiting to see how this Snow White showdown plays out. So, what do you guys think? Will Disney manage to salvage their version, or is the Daily Wire about to pull off a major Hollywood upset? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to check out my next video for more tea on this ongoing saga.